A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. I'm here, me, Adibaya. Well, tonight on the show, we will be taking a look at tennis. We'll be able to, we'll also be looking at football. We have special guest in the house for you, but I won't let the cat out of the bag just yet. We're also going to be looking at football. We're going to, tennis. We're going to look at it on the domestic scene. We're going to go foreign, look at what is happening. What's up with Carlos Alcaraz, for instance? We'll look at all of that, all for you on the show tonight. We'll also talk about a big one, the Carabao Cup final, Newcastle and Liverpool. We'll be looking at what's happening with those two teams who might likely win the trophy. We will also take a look at football on the domestic scene. The Nigeria Premier Football League will surely get our attention. That's the outlook of the show today. It's a two-man show. My colleague Austin Okonakman is suited and ready as we go along on this trip.
What a greetings to you, Yemi, and of course everyone joining us on the show tonight. Action-packed world of sports. I cannot wait for us to get into the conversation of grassroots development, particularly as regards tennis, because most time we come to talk about football, sometimes athletics, but it's good to know that we've got a rising tennis star, and it will be good to know what she's doing as regards tennis and what the future holds. The Nigeria Premier Football League will definitely get us talking. The Premier League also here in England. So much going on in our world of sports here. Thank God it's Friday. It means there will be more sporting action. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's rock and roll.
Of course, I'm ready. We have a father-daughter combination on the show tonight. You're going to see their faces shortly, and we'll be talking to them. And of course, we'll be looking at the progress, the journey so far in the last 6-7 months since we last saw them. So as I go to take my seat, we have Muyiwa Ogunkolade with us, and fast-rising tennis star also with us on the show, Bisola Ogunkolade. And so I don't know where to start, but let me say greetings to both of you. Let me start with Muyiwa. Greetings to you. Thanks for finding time to be with us, and Bisola as well. Good to have you again.
Thank you for having us on the show tonight.
The last time you came around was 6-7 months ago?
About, yeah. Exactly. No.
Okay. All right. Let me start with you, Muyiwa. I'm very sure my colleague will have some other questions to ask Bisola, but I want to start with you. In the last 7 months, the journey. I also know you're a coach, and you've told me a lot of things about the things you do with some of the athletes you work with. But how has it been? It's a unique combination, coach, father, that blend.
Well, I would say the only thing that's moved us on is passion.
Okay.
And the need for the support for the young lads.
Mm-hmm.
The journey, I believe in life, there is only one way, the hard way. There's no gain without pain.
Sure.
So in the last 6 months, we've been, progress. Because we have been able to dedicate ourselves to what we believe in.
Mm-hmm.
But the athlete is ready, the coach is ready, and on my part as a parent, I'm trying my bit to ensure that I support the career to move her to where I believe she has the capability to be. That is exactly what we've done in the last 6 months. The last time we were in the studio, she was preparing for the ITF J30, J60 in Accra, Ghana. Mm-hmm. We spent about a month there before coming back to Nigeria. Here and there, she's been to Lomé, to participate and represent Nigeria at the Africa Junior Championship, West and Central Africa. Nigeria came first. Unfortunately, some of them could not make it to Kenya at the grand finale of the Africa Junior Championship 2025. But some of the Nigerian representatives there, like Amasiani, Shugu tried their best. Sheyi Ogunshakin, Good News, I know, and Rosita from the Republic of South Africa, they did their best to represent Nigeria. Unfortunately, we couldn't come top, but it was a good progress for the country when it comes to the issue of grassroots tennis and going international with the young talents we have.
All right. Let me just ask Bisola one question before I yield to my colleague. Your dad has given us an overview of what the last 6-7 months was like. He has a better view of what happened, but you are in the center. You're the one on the courts. I mean, doing all of this. So if you look back those 6-7 months, what you expected, what you wanted before those 6-7 months, what would you say about how everything transpired?
The last 6-7 months I was here, I was actually just looking for progress, increase my ranking, make sure I go to more tournaments, and mentally I was meant to be stable and ready that, okay, I'm going to pursue this and I'm going to do it well. And I think I made a lot of progress because I went to Ghana, picked 2 or 3 points, came back, trained, went to Lome, picked points, so came back to Nigeria. Then I represented Nigeria in the West Africa Junior Championships, where Nigeria came first overall. And I got to the quarterfinals of the Rain Oil Senior Tournament doubles. Then I headed on to Abuja, where I got to the quarterfinals of the first week and the second round in the second week for both doubles and singles. So I think that's a lot of progress. And for the last time I came here in the world, I was 3,009, and presently I'm 1,924 in the world. My highest ranking is 1,902. So I believe that I've made a lot of progress.
All right. Surely, I agree. I'm very sure Austin has a few to train as well.
Yeah, Bisola, good to have you on the show again, and I'm super duper excited that you've made good progress from the last time we spoke to you on the program. Talk to me about the West Africa Championship where you featured. Nigeria came tops, you said. What sort of experience was it for you personally?
It was a good outing. Met new people, was able to express myself, and Nigeria gave me the opportunity to be able to represent them, and I think I made good use of it. And on behalf of the Nigerian team, we say thank you for letting us represent the country here.
What happened in Ghana? Was it a good outing for you?
Definitely.
Definitely, because I picked points, met people, and I just feel like from there I had the mind that, okay, you came to Ghana, you picked points, what else? You can keep progressing. So I feel, yeah.
I like it. I'll still talk to you about the challenges that you encounter along, the way. But let me talk to your dad. Let's talk about how important is it for parents to support kids at Bisola level. How important is it for us to give them all the attention and support?
Yeah, to say parental support in developing young talents cannot be overemphasized. It is the most important thing aside the athletes themselves. In the past, from my own little research and a little understanding about the sport, we had issue with former athletes because mostly their parents were not involved.
We're not supporting them
at all. Some of us that did the sport when we were growing up, even when our parents realized that we went for sports, maybe for like 3 days, we don't even have to take meal at home, we are beaten up by for participating in sporting activity. But these days, you see parents, even being the one looking for coaches for their parents, for their athletes, for their kids, and I think that is what is mostly lacking. Even though some parents have started doing it in this part of the world, but we are not there yet. The support from home is most important because the coach can only do their best when the parents are not involved. When the athletes, because if you go to a coach calls you outside, and when you get home, the coach will not follow you home. There are things you need to do on your own. There are things that your parents need to do for you. Maybe probably the kids come back from training, they are tired, their equipments are dirty, they need to wash, and they are tired. They need a lot of encouragement, both financially, morally, spiritually, physically, even in helping them to do the assignment they have to do at home. Like here, what I mandate or what we agree is very important for them is that after every day's training, at least they have to do their push-up at home, they have to do their sit-up, but no coach will come home to come and monitor whether you do it or not. So that is the area where parents come in and coach most time as they are giving their best to the athletes. The resources is not readily available for them. There are no sponsorship, so the parents need to bring funds out to ensure that these kids attend tournaments and to all of you. So the position, the parental support for athletes and the position of a parent in their development cannot be overemphasized at all. It's most important so that for the well-being of the kids. It's just like education.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Let me throw this one in. We'll get back to us. But Bisala, let me ask you. Your situation is unique. The person who happens to be your coach also happens to be your dad. So, and the rules change. So, is it different on the court from what it is at home, or is still the same person you see on the court is the same person you see when you get a number? How can you explain how all of that appears?
Okay, let's start with the court. We wake up in the morning, take breakfast, and on the road. When you get to the court, it's like a different whole person, like someone you just know on a daily basis. Not somebody like he's a father, but like somebody is a whole different person, a whole version on the court. When he's always like, okay, do this, do that, make sure you're doing this. But when we get home, you sit me down, you explain some things to me. It's not like on the court whereby he just agitated for me to do well.
Get it right.
Then when we get home, he just explains everything he asks me to do, and he's always like a different person. Like he's not the same on the court and at home. It's just a whole lot of
okay. Same question to you as well. I know you've handled athletes, young ones who are not your kids. So, but I also know you are, apart from her, I think you're also, one is already also coming up as well. So what's the difference nurturing, because you've talked about it, nurturing kids that are yours on the court and the ones that I know you want?
If you realize when you asked that question, I started laughing because at the point in time, I've tried to cite, like Yoruba would say, I don't know if I'm permitted to speak my language on this show.
Of course.
Say asking for omo. So you don't compare kids. Because they have their own different uniqueness. They have uniqueness. So there have been a time that I was teaching, I was coaching another kid who is not mine, one of my athletes, and I told her, this thing I'm asking you to do, it's the same thing. It's the same me that is teaching these other kids, and they are doing it. She asked me, "Are you not my daddy? If you are the daddy, do you think they will listen to you or they will do it?" So it has its benefit. It has its disadvantage too. So as much as I could do, I tried to let her take that issue of a parent, daddy out of when we're on the court. And if you don't do the right thing, you know me, I'm going to talk. I'm going to tell her, definitely. I do more than talking. she knows that. So just, and what the bottom line is that they would know the reason why I'm doing that is because I believe they have the capability to do what I ask them to do. And because if you don't do this, you cannot achieve what you have told me you want to do. I didn't force you to come and do tennis. You brought me into tennis. As a kid, they had their racket, they played tennis before I had the racket for the first time. So I took my time out to learn the game because they are interested.
You even became a coach in trying to support.
Definitely.
Okay.
That's exactly
all right. Let me to all stay, even though our time is fast, but probably
let me still get you talking. Now I'll address you as Coach Ogunkolade.
Thank you, Ogun.
Tell me, how do you do the switch from being Bisola's father and being her coach?
Well, it's not easy at all. I must confess that because she has told me, that before I ventured into coaching, there is only one place where I find joy, is the law court. When I get to the law courts, I'm a different person entirely. But I realized lately that there are two places where I find joy, I find satisfaction. It's either I'm in law court or I'm on tennis court. On tennis court, it's a different thing. So what I try as much as to do when I'm on court, I always let her know that you have to make best use of the opportunity. Because currently she's attending online class. Because if you want to achieve what you want, definitely you just have to give in and make sacrifice for, what I know in this part of the world, people will say, oh, you are not allowing this girl to be in school. But I explained to her, COVID-19 has actually given us leeway on how you can study.
To manage all of this.
Exactly. That's what we are trying to do, to ensure, because without making such sacrifice, it is not possible for her to get to where she intends to get to in life.
Okay.
Okay. Bisola, you're 14 now. What's the long-term goal? Let's peg it at 2-year plan. Where do you hope to be with your tennis by the time you're 16?
Okay. By the time I'm 16, I'm expecting more from myself. I'm able to win a J30 and probably getting to the finals of a J60 and entering the major of a J100. By 16, I'm actually aspiring to be in the first 300, if not more than that. And I pray God gives me the opportunity and helps my dad to support me in whatever I just choose to do.
Big dreams, and that prayer for your dad is very important. Bisola, I want to wish you all the best with your career, and well done to your dad also for all his support. You hear me?
Yeah, I mean, that's where we're going to leave it. I want to thank both of you. When next we see, hopefully, there will be more.
Thank you. I think, it's my pleasure being here. And we hope by the time we come in, we'll have seen corporate bodies coming in to help kids, to support kids. Thank you so much.
All right.